Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lavalais and Ella live show. I'm your host, Lavalais, and glad to have you in the house with me today. I'll be here by myself again today. Ella is still away taking care of some business in England, so we look forward to having her back real soon. So I want to give a special shout out. I see my friend Fern is cross country again. She's forever crossing country, going up and down and across and over there. I see she's in Yonkers now, so glad to see you in New York. I want to also shout out to, I don't know if Loretta is looking tonight, but I know I've seen some of her beautiful pictures from Italy, and I just want to say hello. Glad you're enjoying yourself. I see Mel is here to support me today. Great. I have some little help in the family in the house today. Thank you, Mel, for being in the house today. I look forward to getting a little help from you every now and then. So great shout out to have you here today. Oh, wow. See, so there, my friends are checking in because I see Cynthia's in the house, and I know I did send you your ear sphere back, and I was glad that you enjoyed getting the new one. I'm sure you've worn it once or twice now. I hope you like that. I'm working on some new designs. That's one of the things that I will be talking about a little bit today. I'm going to show some work, but I'm by myself, so I'm gonna do a little time, spend a little time talking about some of the things that interest me or don't interest me, or I'm just gonna what do they call it? Shoot from the hip, more or less. Today, I do have something specific that I wanted to talk to some of you about. I see I have some of the artists here now, like Nell, and I have Fern is forever designing all kinds of things for herself. She's truly a designer within herself. She just don't let that out for everybody else. But I don't know if you guys use AI very much, which is artificial intelligence, and if you use your computer for things other than Amazon, or for watching me, and Ella, or for other some of the other artists that are on the Black Artist Marketplace, but if you use your computer for things other than that, and would really like to have something interesting going on with your computer, I really recommend that you either sign up for ChatGPT, or you just go and use Bing on your browser, and it will give you Bing AI. And what AI does is allow you to use vast resources that you've never even had before. If you can think about like going to, if you had a project in mind, great. Greetings to you, Nawali. All right. So if you had a project in mind and you wanted to do some research on that project, so you would have to go, you can go to the library, you're going to look here, you're going to search over there, you're going to search there. Well, AI will do all that for you because it already has that knowledge. It already has the knowledge to be able to allow you to just ask it a question, and it will give you an answer. It might not be, it's going to be very near what it is that you're looking for, or you can continue to ask it until it gives you something that you're looking for. And it's also very evident. I initially got into the text part of AI. I think that's what they introduced kind of first, was the text part of being able to write a prompt, and then you get an answer from the prompt. But lately, like I said, when I went to San Francisco, my daughter-in-law turned me on to a new um, program that was called Mid Journey, which allowed you to actually put your or to create images out of prompts on your computer or your iPad. So I got into doing that, and that's really a nice experience because it will allow you to see other things other than what you might think you have asked it for. So, but I got to fooling around with that, and then I explored, well, I really want to be able to put my own image into AI and then let AI take my image of what it is that I'm thinking about or what I'm showing and let it give me some ideas of some things that would work for me in that vein. So I've been able to, I've been able to generate images that, because I like bamboo, so I've been able to generate images with bamboo and sterling silver, or bamboo and gold, or all kinds of things that I've been able to spend a lot of time on the computer trying to get it to do what it is that I want it to do. I know it will give me things that it wants to give me, but I really have to work hard on trying to get the things that I want. So I have to do a lot of looking at other people's things on YouTube to try and figure out how they did this or how they did that. And then I go ahead on and try and apply it to my idea of what it is that I'm trying to put together. I have several little things that I'm working on in terms of, projects like that. Like I said, my concept of the bamboo and the sterling and stones together, things like that. You can put all that together and then it'll throw something out at you that you might like. So I just want to say especially to the artists, I really want you, I think you should be looking into AI because, and even if you're not an artist, because I can tell you that that's pretty much the future of everything when things, the only scary part about the whole thing is that you've got this brain and it appears to be able to really think. So no telling what AI will be like, 10 years from now in terms of what it does and what it doesn't do, because it feeds off of information, and the more it learns, the more it sort of grows. So, you have to be careful with things like that. That's why they're trying to regulate it right now, to try and figure out some kind of way to depress it because it's just so powerful. But like I said, if you're an artist, I think you should look into it. There are, you just go on YouTube and you search AI or you put it into your computer. But like I said, if you're interested in the text portion of it or the image portion of it, then you can look at ChatGPT or you can look at Bing AI, which is Microsoft. So unless any of you guys got anything to say about that, then I guess I'm gonna have to move on because I think I've sort of said all I have to say about the AI thing for the time being. And I see a lot more of us enjoying the house here, so glad to have all of you here. I've been babbling about AI. I am going to show some work. Uh, Ella is not here with me this evening, so we look forward to having her back pretty soon. She's and I can't express. That was one of the things also I figured out this year that really hit me really hard. I've been doing my shows for some of the artists out here. I've been doing my shows continually since, say, 95 or something like that. I first started in wholesale and I was trying to really be big time with my product, but I didn't have enough capital to really working at games, so I got out gamesmanship by people who took advantage of me real quick, and so it was like a learning curve for me. And I said, okay, I did a show one time, and I think it was with Adrian Lockett, and oh, I remember those days very well because Robbie was there and Aziz was there. There used to be a place in New York, Grant's Tomb, and on Wednesdays, I think Adrian was like the vendor coordinator for that. And so one time I went up there and showed some of my earrings and stuff, and really had a very great reception. And it was a part of my beginnings into, growing as an artist and growing into my field. Um, but I've been doing that since that time. I started doing these shows, and I've been, my Detroit people, every year I would come to Detroit. I love coming there. And so in New York, I started in New York, so I always go back to New York. I love being in New York. And so I'm always doing these shows, and so my time is spent either preparing for them or going to them and doing them. And this year, because I didn't do Essence, which is one of the shows that I've also been doing for over 25 years. And this year I didn't do Essence. And Essence usually takes me up most of June and into July before I'm really ready for it, because it's the 4th of July weekend. And so I usually spend a lot of time getting ready for that. So this year, I didn't have Essence on my calendar. So, and also Detroit. Detroit changed its show around on me. Usually I would go to Detroit in August of every year. I'd always look forward to that. That would be my show that I would do in August. And then I would do Chicago for Labor Day weekend. So, and I've been, like I said, I've been doing these for a long time now. And this year I didn't do that. And I got a chance to not do some things that I just like, okay, I don't have to go here. I don't have to go there. I don't have to do this. Oh, let me see. I think I'll work on my house. I think I'll go visit my son. I think I'll go visit a museum. It was like, it's unbelievable when you treat yourself to that time. So I just want to remind all of you to please treat yourself to yourself and enjoy your time. All right? All the time. Nice to see you in the house, Miss King. Glad to have California in the house also. Okay, you haven't missed too much. I talked a little bit about AI and about the show. You can always go back and run it over because we always record everything that's here. So, and so all of us have to be somewhat digital. And so that's why that was one of the reasons why I was advising you to go AI, because we all use our phones and our computers and all that stuff. Excuse me. So that's kind of why I was kind of talking about that, and I'm really excited about the things that I do with that. And again, I was excited about the fact that I got to do nothing or got to treat myself to do things that I wanted to do for a minute. So I guess if anyone understands that, please give me a shout out. Let me know. All right. All right. Oh man, Louisville, Kentucky's back in the house. All right. Chantrice, is that right? Am I saying that right? Chantrice. All right. Louisville, Kentucky. Home of Muhammad Ali. All right. I wonder if any of you guys know that Muhammad Ali did a play. I was in San Francisco, and it brought back days of my time in San Francisco when I first saw Muhammad Ali in person, and that was at a show called Big Time Buck White, and he was the star he was the star of the show. So, you know, um, it was really nice to have that kind of a memory when I went back to San Francisco. Also, it brought me back to days of the theater. Oscar Brown Jr., Gene Pace, people like that. So, all right. So, all right. Detroit's in the house. What's happening in Detroit? Did you go to the festival, Cynthia? Was it okay? Or Nawali, did you go out to the festival? Um, no, I'm wearing my short stubby in my ear today, so it's not a new design. I am working on um, more ear sphere design, so that's one of the other reasons why I'm fooling around with AI and trying to learn something new. And there's just so much that I have to learn that just occupies my time. So I haven't really. Oh, you were at the Muhammad Ali Center. Great. He is one of my heroes, also. Uh, I mean, uh, that was my era in the 60s and early 70s. So, I was a really young man then. I'm still a young man, right? Yeah, I wish. Uh, but, you know, uh, wow. I don't know. For some of you that are near my age, I mean, I'm glad you're glad that you did grow up in the time that you did grow up in, because you got to experience so much. I think kids today lose a lot because the only thing I see them doing is this all the time. Their heads are down, looking at their phones, or they're involved in social media. That everybody going on with the same thing, and nobody's really listening to anything that's really real. So, but I don't want to harp on that. I guess I better show a little bit of my work that I'm trying to show you guys today, so that we can move on. All right. So, uh, unless there's some birthdays, and I know there are a lot of birthdays in August because there are a lot of Leos. And so happy birthday to anyone. Manhattan has a birthday coming up, and there's a lot of other Leos out there that, I hope you're tuned in. So happy birthday to the Leos, the Lionesses. All right. All right, so let's start out, Zeke. Let's go ahead on and bring up slide number 1. Okay. Am I looking at what I'm seeing on this? If it's okay, I hope I didn't cover up the Sankofa that's at the bottom of this necklace. But as you can see, this is I've redesigned the old memory wire necklaces that have been making for such a long time. I thought maybe I should redesign them. So I've redesigned them into long necklaces. And this particular one, as you can see, is probably, man, this one's probably 26, 28 inches long with the Sankofa burr on it, in brass. So, and now I've decided to put this on wire or cable. It's really on a cable chain, so it makes it more. And you need that's kind of a thing when you put on that sundress. You need something that's got the color in it that you really want, and it's a little bit unusual. So you're still very cultural, and you've got something on that's very different. So I see Manhattan is in the house, and happy birthday to you coming up. All right. So you really need something like this, and I'm gonna give you a special on these since I just put these together, and they're $55 for it, and I might be able to change something in terms of the pendant that's up underneath. I'm working on my own pendants. These are things that I've actually bought from a friend of mine who makes them, and so I've used them. But I'm in the process of creating my own designs that I will use as my own pendants from now on. Or at least, see, the next thing I like about having all this time to myself, that I've been able to really think a little bit, and not have a lot of pressure on me to do anything other than be me. So I hope you're being you, and that you enjoy being you. Okay. All right. Bam number two. It's another one of these designs, and you see that this one has sort of a big tusk at the end. It's this one has bamboo and recycled glass from Africa. So it's bamboo recycled glass from Africa. All right, Miss Canty, great to have you in the house today. All right. So for any of you guys that have missed my conversation, I just talked about some other things. So you can always, like I said, you can always go back and run the show from the beginning if you're interested in what I had to say earlier. So glad to have you in the house. All right. And again, these are all $55. That's BAM number two. And again, this one has recycled green glass beads on it, and some sort of grayish, brownish glass beads. And these things, like I said, they really, I've seen my customer wear these things, so I know that they really work really, really well when you put on the right dress and you really need something that has that color. And you also want it to be kind of cultural in the sense that, everybody's, so it'll reflect you. So BAM number two. BAM number three. This is one with the blue Janane symbol on it. All right. This one is blue dyed bone and black bamboo. It's a process that I use to dye bone that I came about because my bone was just as plain as the bone that everybody else sees, or that you feed your dog or whatever. Bone is just like a off-white material, and so everything I was making at first when I was doing the wholesale shows, when I would use the bone, it would just be this off-white stuff. And so eventually, because people kept asking me, well, when are you gonna do some color? When are you gonna add some color to that or this? And so I had to figure out how to dye this bone. So I want to tell you that this bone is not just dyed on the outside. It's that I actually cook my bone. I actually I used to put it on a pot, put it on the stove, and put the dye in there and cook the bone until the dye was all the way through the bone, because I didn't want it to just come off, when there was something wet or you sweat or on your white linen dress. So I had to make sure that didn't happen. There's a lot you learn about jewelry when you're making it yourself, that you don't really know or don't really realize. But you can't just dye something and think that it's okay, and then somebody buy it from you and they put it on, and they put it on a white dress and go out, and then they have blue on them. That's really very embarrassing. It's embarrassing to them, and it's embarrassing to me. So I figured out how to really dye my bone, and it also became a method for me to do with the bamboo. Also, I actually cook bone, and I cook bamboo, or cook the dye into it to make sure that it's really in there. I remember those days when we had the chicken soup and the chicken bone. We would love to get the chicken bone, and you could just suck on the bone all day long. So, you know, so that was one of the reasons why I decided to cook the bone. All right. So this is BAM number 3. Again, that's a Janame, and it's in bone bamboo, and it's really pretty blue. BAM number 4. This is Hamsa, and it's also with the bamboo, and it has like a wood flavor to it. It's really a heavy bone also that's been given a little bit of a oxidation, which is also something I use in the work that I use. I also can oxidize bone with different chemicals. One of the processes that I do is a batik process where I actually take wax and put the wax on whatever the bone that I want to do, and then I'll put it into an oxidation process or a dye, either one. But it will resist, or the wax will resist the dye, so you don't have wax in that particular area, or you don't have oxidation in that area. So that's one of the things that I use in terms of some of the things that I do when I'm designing something with the bamboo. All right, so again, this one's pink, sort of a pink bone bead and rust color bone hamsa. Okay, that's BAM number 4. And again, all of these are $55. All right, and BAM number 5. This is a green bone with the uchat, the eye of Ra. So the left eye of Ra. So, or the right eye of Ra, depending on which way you turn. Most of these things, you can wear them either way. You can turn it over this way, you can turn it over that way, because it's the same thing on either side, basically. So, or it may differ a little bit on one side as to the other side. Not with the bone of bamboo. Okay. All right. BAM number 6. This is for my fleur de lis people. For us here in Louisiana, this is the pride of the state. So I do shows here in the state. So I always make out things, or try to make things with the fleur de lis on it. So this is a fleur de lis necklace, and let me pull that one up too, because you can see it. And they're, like I said, they're kind of long. They have a little left on them. So they also have a clasp. So you don't have to put them over your head. You can just clasp them on if you want. Right. So, and that's really a bright color. I'm in my green today, and you can see that this blue really pops. But it's sort of a turquoisey blue. And again, all of these are $55. So if you're interested, and not, it's okay. All right, BAM number, where are we? Number 7. Probably got a couple more videos to show, and then I got a couple of other things coming up later on. BAM number 7, Sankofa in yellow with the bamboo and the yellow bead, bone bead. All right. I hope you like my cats. This is a part of my collection. I've been collecting them for some time. They're from Nigeria. They are all brass, Benin, should I say. I've been collecting them for some time. I have too many of them, believe it or not. Some big, some small, different sizes. But usually when I go to the show, that's the next show that I go to. If any of you are interested in African art, it's really the show that you should go to. It's the Chicago African Festival of the Arts, and it's probably, I would say, the largest show that I've seen of African art outside of the one in Tucson, where I think maybe the one in Chicago is even bigger than the one in Tucson, because they all come to Tucson and they're in a tent. African Festival International, they take out pretty much a lot of the park. And the park is Washington Park in Chicago, and it's a big park, and they take up a lot of space because they bring up a lot of the artifacts from different countries. All right. BAM number 8. BAM number 8. This is the Egyptian cross, and it's this purple. And this one is in brass. So it's again, it's probably a little shorter. It's probably 18 or 20 inches long. BAM number 8, and BAM number 9. All right, so here's a little bit of different. I'm going to throw you a curve. This is the Eye of Ra, and it has a piece of turquoise in the center for the Uchak. All right, and this one is going to be on sale for $125, and that's just for the pendant. That doesn't include the chain, So if you're interested in a pendant, it's for the show this afternoon. It's $125, and it's sterling silver and turquoise in the center. That's BAM number 9. And BAM number 10, the same Eye of Ra, and this one has moonstone in the center. Okay, and again, for the show, same price, $125. All right, grab it right out. All right. BAM number 11. Now, this is my bamboo and sterling silver chain, and there's nothing here that's bought. I don't buy these ends. I actually make these ends to go on the bamboo. So I actually do the work on the bamboo and then do the work on the silver to put it together. So this is a bamboo necklace. And, where is it? Right here. So it does go over your head. It doesn't have a clasp, but it's bamboo and sterling silver. Very nice, very different. Something very unique. You can see, very, very unique. And it can be man or woman. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have I try to not make things for this person or that person, or, sex. I just try to make some. Okay. All right. So that was BAM number 11. And that one is $150 for that. All right. Show special. All right. I had someone recently ask me to make them they wanted gold Sankofa. And I don't work in gold, but I will. I do have somebody that I rely on to give an electrical charge and coat the silver with gold plating. So I do a gold plating over sterling silver, and there's a lot of things that you can do with the metal by putting other metals on top of them. There's platinum, there's rhodium, there's different metals. There's a lot of different metals, and then there's a lot of things that you can put on top of certain metals by an electric charge. So this gold is put onto the silver through an electric charge. So this is a plated Jiname, and it's going to sell for $75. One of the things that I did notice when I was putting these, I have 3 of these pieces that I'm going to show you that I had gold plated just to see what it was like to have them plated. Uh, but I forgot to include the bells. So if you're interested in any of these, I will get a bell for you that will be in gold. All right. So BAM number 12, the Jiname in a gold plate. BAM number 13, and this is the Ankh symbol, and it's also the same price. BAM number 13, and it's an Ankh that's been gold plated. And gold plate lasts, and you can always have it replated if you actually wear it so much that you can wear the gold off, because it is gold, and gold is a very soft metal. It wears. It's very soft. Okay. So on BAM number 14, and this is, I didn't think it would be so small on my screen, but this is the link from the Legacy Museum that I bet you to, that it's all about the slave trade and things slave trade through incarceration. And so I created this link, this chain link, as a tribute to that. So this is BAM number 14. And again, it's sterling silver with a gold plate. All right. So, and that's it for my slides today. I promise you next week I'm going to have something new for you. I promise this. Because I've really had my head in the computer. And if I just keep my head in the computer, I really stay there. But I really need to get out of there and actually print some of these things, cast them up, and make them really happen, and make them real. And that's what I really like about the whole process, is that I can go from finding an image, or taking my own image, or finding the image that I want, and then I can transpose that into something that's really a tangible piece that's before you. So I kind of really like that, and I'm having fun researching and understanding that, and I hope to be able to bring you more jewelry that's very unique in itself. If not, I would like for you to go to my website, which is bamboozlejewelry.com. I still make a lot of things that have to do with hair, my ear spears, my earrings. My bamboo things are special by themselves. It's always amazing when I often see someone wearing something of mine that didn't know it came from me. And, I'll say to them, well, do you know, hey, do you like that? And they say, oh yeah, I've been wearing this for this time. My friend gave it to me or something like that. But they've really enjoyed wearing it, because you can tell usually. But please go to my website, bamboozlejewelry.com, www.bamboozlejewelry.com, or check out blackartistmarketplace.com, or getting hold of me by bamboozle@aol.com. All right. So now, can I get a question or two from you guys out there? It's Friday afternoon. Let's chat for a second if we can. Have you seen the Oppenheimer movie? What did you think about that? If you went to, because all of us probably experienced that in our lifetime, or were born in that right after that anyway. When hid up under the desk, be worried about the Russians blowing everything up. So I remember those days when we used to have to hide up under the desk, like that was the, if a bomb blew off, we would all be okay. But gone are those days, I can tell you that. Now you got to worry about people coming in with guns and shooting up your class, you know. So, whole different story. So, come on, give me some conversation out there. I know some of you guys are still with me, right? So, now I'm gonna have to close my show and go ahead on and think about what else I'm doing. So come on, let's chat for a second. Tell me what's going on. Um, I know Fern is in New York taking care of her mother out there, and that's great to be out there. I see, like I said, Manati's having a birthday. You know, Cynthia's up in Detroit, right on Motor City. Uh, Big weekend for the Motor City. If you're a wrestling fan, it's the WWE SummerSlam. My man Zeke on the back end, I know he's a WWE. He always want to go, and so that would have been a great thing for him to go to Detroit and see WWE. Uh, so maybe one of these years he'll be doing that. He's about to finish up that education pretty soon, and then he's gonna move into the real world anyway. So he'll be doing a whole bunch of things that he never thought he would do. All right, so I guess that's it. Nobody seems to want to holler at me, talk at me, or you know, say anything to me. You didn't like my jewelry at all, so it's okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not shouting out at anybody or anything. All right. Okay. I guess nobody's. But see, that's the thing. I guess you have to type in what you want to say. You have to write that little prompt. So, and I know some of us are on YouTube. You got to do it on your TV, so that's a little hard. All right. Thank you, Fern. See, I appreciate that. That's great. Hello to you too. Ooh, you're coming to Chicago for the African Festival of the Arts. Well, don't stay too far out. That's all I can say. If you're close to Midway, if you're if you're near Midway, you would be in the right area because O'Hara is really far out, and you always get the best prices if you're near the airport, or and sometimes you can get some really nice things on Miracle Mile that are very nice deals. And that would be more downtown. That's not very far away. And I would also recommend one hotel that's um, very near the park, and that would be on Lakeshore Drive. If you look up the hotels on Lakeshore Drive and in the southern part of the city, there's only one hotel, so there's no problem. But it's the only thing that's in Washington Park or in Hyde Park, should I say, in the Hyde Park area of Chicago. You know, and then there's always I've had great Airbnbs. I stay at some people's Airbnbs where they're really nice. They provide you with a real nice room and so forth, and that's always nice because then that money ain't going to the hotel. It's really going to them. They get a nice little chunk of that money. So you know, uh, and some people and very nice experiences. I haven't had a bad experience yet per se when I've done Airbnb. So that's also something you can look into. And thank you, Fern, for liking the jewelry idea today. I only have to work a little bit harder to make sure that I create all of the pieces at the end of the jewelry. So, I'm working on that very hard. I'm trying to get back to my roots of the bamboo, should I say, which is to try to do more things that are culturally pleasing, but also with the use of bamboo and sterling silver and other stones. Okay, so and I would love to look forward to seeing you, Ruby, at that festival. You will be amazed. Um, the like I said, you just if you're looking for African artifacts, it's one of the biggest shows in the country. Also, all of the designers are usually there. You have Alon, you've got IC, you've got Ella, you've got Namdi from North Carolina. Um, so there's just a host of good designers that do their clothing line at Carolyn. I haven't seen her there in a while. I don't know if she quit that show or not. But Fern's friend, Wilborn sisters are usually there in some form or another. So, and there's basically a little section that's really just all about clothing. There's a section that's mostly about art, fine art, and jewelry. There's a section that's mostly about African artifacts. So, it's a big show. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you there. I will see you before then, though. Hopefully, we'll see you next weekend, next Friday. I hope y'all is back, and we will be sharing the show together. And so I look forward to seeing you next Friday. Thank all you guys for, supporting the Lavalais and Ella live show. Thank you again, and good night, and have a great weekend, and enjoy yourself. It's really nice.